misses low. Over on Diamond 4, that game's still 7-0 in favor of the Adelaide Armada, so they, if they hold on, will... McKenna finds the zone there on Lamb. 1-1 now the count. They'll go to 2-1 in Pool A. Strike two there. 1-2 now the count on Thomas Lamb. And so things will all come down to that Gold Coast and Ride Red to see who slips into the championship bracket and who ends up in the consolation. The ball skied in the air off the bat of Lamb. And Ryder Edmonds under it to make the catch for out number one. Edmonds made a very, very good read on it and got himself nicely camped before pulling that one in. And that'll be it for Jackson McKenna. They're going to bring in Ryder Edwards to try and finish off this game for the Melbourne Twins. 6-2, Brisbane Metro leading this game. We'll be right back with you in just a few moments. Ryder Edmonds in to face Riley Kemius. And Edmonds' first pitch in the dirt. That'll give Crosby Wood enough to get himself to second base on the wild pitch. Good job by Farrow to keep that one in front of him, but Wood still able to advance. 1-0 to Kemius. Swing and chopped foul. We'll take that one to 1-1. The 1-1 misses high. That one popped up in the air. Camped under it is Brody Lee. Came over from the shortstop position and overrode his second baseman, Celine Ilievsky. But out 2 recorded, and now brings up Parker Blows, who is 1 for 2 on the day. He singled and scored back in the third. So Edmonds trying to get out of this one without any more runs crossing. Blows swings and misses there. The 0-1 misses inside. 1-1 now the count. That ball misses high. 2-1, 2 outs here. Ryder Edmonds facing Parker Blows. Crosby Wood, the runner on second. Melbourne trying to keep this one tight. That one chopped foul. Evens up the count to 2-2. Brody Lee decides he doesn't want his glasses anymore, so he hands them over to his coach. And sorry, that was Isaac Lowe who decided he didn't want those glasses anymore. Back to third base, and here we are with a 2-2 count. Parker Blows swings and misses, and that will do it for the inning. So Melbourne Twins have 3 outs left to try and get themselves back in this game, and they'll have Harvey Kuhn, Malcolm Scott, and Len Farrow to do it. We'll be right back here for the top of the 7th on Baseball Plus.
Let's have some fun today. Win or lose, always do your best. Good job. Here we go, kid. Let's do this, girls. We got this. Let's get the bats going. Find yours. Find yours. Get there, baby! Get there, get! 1, 2, 3! Go ahead! Let's go, Gordon! Get up!
1, 2, 3, Little League! All right, girls, let's go get him. Come on.
Australia's own PTP is proudly supporting baseball events across the country, bringing nearly a decade of dedication to the sport and its athletes. Visit ptpfit.com today and get the tools you need to power your game with PTP. We're back top of the 7th. Harvey Kuhn steps in against Thomas Lamb and flares the first pitch up into the air. And boy, heck of a play there by Riley Camius, as he ended up tripping a bit, but still manages to concentrate enough to get that ball secure and get the first out. So a 1-pitch, 1-out scenario for Brisbane Metro as they try and close this game out, and that'll bring up Malcolm Scott. Scott 1 for 1 today. He singled in the first and walked back in the fourth. Hits that ball a ton. That one gets up, and that one is going to hit the bottom of the fence, and it looks like that is actually out of here. Malcolm Scott with the late night home run. My goodness, he hit that one a ton. As his team comes out to congratulate him, and he manages to scrounge back 1 run here as he got all of that one. That was an absolute beauty of a shot. We watch it here. And Parker Blows runs out after it, and that one sneaks over. So a one-out home run for Malcolm Scott, and that'll bring up Len Farrow. That one chopped over to the third baseman, Camius, who makes the bang-bang play at first base. So Farrow retired. And Melbourne Twins down to their last out here in this ball game. I'll bring up Brody Lee, who pops that one up in the air. That's going to find some grass. Bit of confusion there between Zach Nolan and Jet Aravallo. And that one falls in. So Brody Lee with a Texas League single. And that'll bring up Alex Ward. Try and keep things going here for the Melbourne Twins. And Lamb's first pitch there inside. After Ward, Jackson McKenna waits on deck, then Ryder Edmonds and Celine Ilievsky. That ball misses as well, so 2-0 now the count on Ward. Ward 0 for 1. Lamb checks on Lee, who stumbles back in. That one catches the outside part of the plate. Oh, and a stinger there. Throw from Moncrief catches Lee in the ankle. Brody Lee toughing it out. Can't rub it. And now Alex Ward has a 1-1 or 2-1 count. That one chopped towards the Brisbane Metro dugout. Count now 2-2. So Melbourne Twins down to their last strike in this ball game. They got a runner on first, but the tying run standing on deck. So right now, Alex Ward needs to keep it going. That ball skips away. Brody Lee doesn't run. Moncrief's arm and his athleticism getting back to balls like that, there's no real chance in taking a risk of making the final out at second base. So 3-2 count here. And that one misses. So walk for Alex Ward. And Brody Lee finds himself on second base as it is, and that'll bring up Jackson McKenna. And Thomas Lamb going to have a chat with his head coach. All said things need to be said. And Jackson McKenna will step in against Thomas Lamb as Brisbane tries to get the final out here and finish this ball game off. Lamb's first pitch high. That one hits Jackson McKenna. So he'll head back over to first base. Brody Lee moves up to third. Alex Ward to second. Now the bases are loaded, and the go-ahead run at the plate in the form of Ryder Edmonds, who is 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk. Lamb misses outside there. Two no. That one finds the zone as Moncrief checks down on Brody Lee. 2-1 now the count on Ryder Edmonds. Lamb misses badly there and runs the count 3-1. Nowhere to put Ryder Edmonds. Celine Ilievsky waits on deck. Edmonds started his way down to first base, but called back as that strike two. Count now full, so all hangs on this pitch. All the runners should be in motion here. And Moncrief calls time. The 3-2, there go the runners, and misses outside, ball 4. So the Twins managed to put another run across, cut this lead down to 6-4. And that'll bring up Celine Ilievsky 0 for 2 today. Struck out looking her last time up. We'd love to get some redemption here. Base knock will tie this ball game. Swings and misses. 0-1. Go ahead run stands on first base. Oh, a swing and a miss there, and Celine Ilievsky down in the count 0-2. And another swing and a miss, and Ilievsky goes down on strikes, and that will do it. So Brisbane Metro manages to keep it together and get out of this top of the 7th. They win this ball game 6-4 and slot into the 3rd spot in Pool B play. Melbourne Twins fall to 0-3. We've enjoyed having you here, and we'll be back very, very shortly for Cronulla Black and Southern Titans. I'm CJ Barnes, and we've been live with you here on Baseball Plus. And we are live here on Baseball Plus. The last game of the afternoon here in the Intermediate League National Championships, Cronulla versus the Southern Titans, and we are already underway. Ash Garnero is leading things off for the Cronulla Sharks, or Cronulla Black, and facing Jack Clark on the mound for the Southern Titans, and swinging a miss there, and that's Garnero down on strikes. Sorry for the late start there. A few technical difficulties had to get ironed out, but we are underway now. And that'll bring up Kobe Chu to face Clark with one out. Swing and a miss there. Chu's going to be followed by Mitchell Francis. Timothy Wicks bats fourth. Ethan Uncle in the 5 spot. Axel Stubbs bats 6. Mason Hayes, Conway, Ned Rankin, and Zeke Coughlin are 7, 8, 9. So that one gets away for ball 1. 1-1 the count now on Chu. Cooper Jasenko in the 10 spot. Tyler Rickson bats 11th, and William Crines will hit in the 12 spot for Cronulla. And the 1-1 there misses low. 2-1 on Chu. Clark working with Brody Carr behind the plate. Around the outfield, Archie Kennelly in left. Cody Knott playing center. And Aiden Weeman in right. Chu swings and misses there. Count now 2-2. In the infield for the Southern Titans, Preston Taylor starts at third base. Archie Golding. That one misses high. Archie Golding, the shortstop. He'll pair up with his brother Jacob Golding at second base, and Alex Joseph, the third baseman. 3-2, swing and a miss, and that'll be strikeout number 2 for Jack Clark. Both Cronulla and Southern Titans have clinched their spot in the championship series, so they will both be part of the Pool B side that will play for the championship spot and the right to go to Livermore, California for the Intermediate League World Series. Clark starts Mitchell Francis off with the ball. But a lot to play for here. This one will determine the rankings, whether they finish first or second. And, of course, tomorrow we start that double elimination play. As Clark's 0-1. Chopped to the second baseman, Jacob Golding, who makes the easy flick to Joseph for out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for the Southern Titans, and we go to the bottom of the first. Jacob Golding, Preston Taylor, and Jack Clark will be first up here on Baseball Plus. Back here for the bottom of the first inning, Cronulla Black versus the Southern Titans. Southern Titans got Cronulla to go 1-2-3 in the top half of the inning, and now as this wind starts to gust and pick up, Cronulla Black will get things kicked off with Zeke Coughlin on the mound, and his first pitch to Jacob Golding is fouled off out of play. Golding will be followed by Preston Taylor, then Jack Clark, Archie Golding, Brody Carr in the 5 spot, Cody Knott will bat 6th, Alex Joseph batting 7th, Archie Kennelly in the 8th spot, George Fifield, Aiden Weeman, and Enzo Lee in 9, 10, 11, and rounding it out, Tyler Camphouse will bat 12th. Two and one now, the count on Jacob Golding. Coughlin working with Timothy Wicks behind the plate as the battery for Cronulla. That ball fouled back. 2 and 2 now, the count on Golding. Around the outfield, Tyler Rickson plays in left. Ash Garnero in center and Cooper Jasenko in right. 2-2 misses high, breaking pitch. 3 and 2 now the count as Coughlin runs it full. The payoff, swing and a miss, and Golding goes down on strikes. So Golding went the distance in the count, but ends up losing the battle to Coughlin and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Backing up Coughlin in the infield from left to right. Ethan Uncle at third. Mason Hayes Conway plays short. Mitchell Francis will take over the duties at second base, and Ned Rankin, the first baseman, as that ball blistered back up the middle by Preston Taylor. And they're going to make a play at first and get him at first. Oh, my goodness. Ash Garnero comes up firing from center field, and they manage to get Preston Taylor at first base. You don't see that very often, but a laser beam from Ash Garnero in center field, and what looked like a sure single ends up being the old 8-3 putout. That is not one that you write down as a scorer very often, but there it is. Seen just about everything here in Lismore this weekend, and we're only in day 2 as Jack Clark swings at a breaking pitch and misses. Yesterday we had a Noble Tiger that was completed via the triple play. That'll be definitely one for the record books here at Lismore. That ball in the dirt, 1-1 the count. Now the 8-3 putout. So it's all happening here at Far North Coast Baseball Club in Lismore, New South Wales, and you're seeing it all here live on Baseball Plus. 1-1 to Clark. Another good breaking pitch from Coughlin, and that one's fouled away. Speaking of it, it's all happening. There is a lot of baseball that's taking place, and right now these two teams are battling it out to see who's going to end up in the 1-2 spot for Pool B play. That pitch misses inside, 2-2. Brisbane Metro topped the Melbourne Twins in the game just before this. You would have watched that on Baseball Plus. Meanwhile, the Adelaide Armada down the Eastern Phantoms in Pool A play as Clark hits that one back up the middle. And Hayes Conway makes the easy play. So 1-2-3 in the top half of the inning, 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the inning. We're going to go back to the top of the second. This game is tied up at 0.
Let's have some fun today. Win or lose, always do your best. Good job. Here we go, kid. Let's do this, girls. We got this. Let's get the bats going. Find yours. Find yours. Get there, baby. Get there, kid. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, Gordon.
Here we go, 3. 1, 2, 3. Little League. All right, girls, let's go get him. Come on.
Top of two. This game 0-0 between the top two teams in Pool B, Cronulla Black and Southern Titans from Western Australia. 1-2-3 in the top half, 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the first, and now we're on to the top half of their second. Timothy Wicks, Ethan Uncle, and Axel Stubbs will face Jack Clark, and Clark's first offering to the catcher, Wicks, is a strike. So with Adelaide Armada downing the Eastern Phantoms in Pool A play, they go to 2-1, and they are in a good position here as Wicks swings and misses that breaking pitch to find themselves in the championship series. However, Ride Red, who have been very dominant and defeated Adelaide Armada in the morning game, they are currently playing Gold Coast, and if Gold Coast, as that one's back to Clark, but picked up by Golding and not able to be picked up by Joseph at first. That was a tough play. A chopper off the bat of Wicks. Looked like Clark got a glove on it and may have made it a bit more difficult for Archie Golding at short. It was good pick up and throw, but Joseph just couldn't quite pick it out of the grass. And now with leadoff man aboard, that'll be Ethan Uncle. And Uncle takes strike one. That ball hit hard in between the gap between short and third out into left field. Wicks will move up on the play, and the first hit in the books now for Ethan Uncle. Uncle batting .500 so far in the tournament. 1 for 2. That'll bring up Axel Stubbs with no outs here and runners on first and second. Clark fires in, misses low. So if Gold Coast can beat Ride, then that puts the Ride Red, Adelaide Armada, and Gold Coast Cougars in a three-way tie, and we're working out some of the tiebreaker scenarios there. Stubbs swings and misses, 1-1 the count on him. If Ride wins that game, then they go in as the 1 seed, and Adelaide Armada will go in as the 2 seed. That's the only guarantee we have right now as Stubbs takes strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. But for now, we'll focus on Cronulla and Southern Titans as they battle it out to see who's going to be the 1-2 seed in Pool B play. And the 1-2, chopped foul. Stubbs stays alive. Mason Hayes Conway awaits on deck. He'll be followed by Ned Rakin and then Zeke Coughlin, the starting pitcher for Cronulla. 1-2 again, misses high. Runs that count even, 2-2. Josh misses low. That was a good pitch from Jack Clark. Count now full. Can follow that Ride Red versus Gold Coast Cougars game on Game Changer. That one fouled away. So Stubbs stays alive. Count stays 3-2. Timothy Wicks, the runner on second. Ethan Uncle on first. And payoff pitch misses high. Ball 4 for Stubbs. Sorry, make that. Yep, ball 4 for Stubbs. So he'll take the base. And that will load it up with no outs for Mason Hayes Conway. Hayes Conway hitless thus far in his first 2 games. Love to change that now. Get some runs on the board for Cronulla. Clark takes a deep breath and toes the rubber. First offering to Hayes Conway popped up in the air and will get out of play. Ned Rankin, the first baseman, he waits on deck. That one fouled away. Count goes to 0-2 on Hayes Conway. And if you're keeping track at home on your Youth League bingo card, could see another Noble Tiger here if Jack Clark, as he gets out number 1, Hayes Conway swings and misses. It won't be via the triple play this time, though, as there is 1 out in the inning. And Clark seems to have found his groove after walking Stubbs. So Rankin takes strike 1. That one sliced down the third base line, but foul. So Rankin finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Currently hitless in this tournament as well. Oh, sorry, he's 1 for 1 in the tournament. Batting 1,000. But make that 500 as he goes down looking, and a beautiful breaking pitch from Jack Clark. And that's the out number 2 that he's looking for. That'll bring up Coughlin, starting pitcher. And Coughlin hitless as well. Does have an RBI to his name. Not sure where that missed, but umpire calls it a ball. This counts 1-0. Swing and a miss there from Coughlin. Evens up the count at 1-1. Good breaking pitch there from Clark. Gets another swing and a miss from Coughlin. And he's now in the hole 1-2. And Jack Clark 1 strike away from getting a Noble Tiger on back-to-back-to-back strikeouts. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Jack Clark does it. That's our second Noble Tiger of the tournament here on Baseball Plus, and it comes via a 3-strikeout hat trick from Jack Clark. We'll flip over to the bottom half of the second inning. This game is tied at 0. A pitcher's duel brewing here in the second inning of this Game 3 on Day 2 of the 2026 Australian Intermediate League National Championships. Jack Clark playing the magician and getting out of a bases-loaded no-out jam by striking out 3 Cronulla Black batters in a row. Now it's the Southern Titans' turn to try and get something going here, and they'll start it off with Archie Golding. He'll face Zeke Coughlin in his second inning of work. And Golding wastes no time driving one out into the right center gap. He's going to motor around and trying for second, and he's going to get hosed down there. Another terrific throw from Ash Garnero to get somebody out. That was outstanding. Nice piece of hitting here from Golding, but pushed a little too far. And ended up getting cut down by the strong right arm of Ash Garnero. So it goes as a hit, and then an out. 8-6 put out. That'll bring Brody Carr to the plate. Carr chops one towards the third baseman, and that'll get under the glove of Ethan Uncle. A little soft chopper. This is going to be a tough play no matter what you do, but just kind of skips off the glove of Uncle. Probably best to try and barehand that one the way it's rolling. But a single for Brody Carr. And now the Titans are in business with one out. And Cody Knott at the plate. He takes strike one from Zeke Coughlin. Coughlin will check over on Carr. Alex Joseph waits on deck. He'll be followed by Archie Kennelly. And George Fifield if it gets to that point. Knott shows bunt, and that's good enough to get Brody Carr to second base. As Wick's unable to glove that one cleanly. So a runner in scoring position here for the Southern Titans, looking to cash that in. Knott chops that one and finds a gap into left field. Lessons learned as Brody Carr stops at third, but a one-out single for Cody Knott keeps things moving. And now Titans with runners at first and third, and Alex Joseph coming up to the plate. Joseph hitting 200 in the tournament so far. 1 for 5. We get a ball in play here and get the first run across. Shows the bunt. They throw back down, and that's going to get away from the Cronulla Sharks, and now that allows Brody Carr to come in and score. And Cody Knott decides to get sneaky and gets himself third base as well. So Cody Knott with the steal on second base. Ball gets away as Wicks tried to backpick Brody Carr, but Carr able to score. So Southern Titans now have a 1-0 lead. And a runner 75 feet away from giving them their second run. As Alex Joseph fouls that one off back to the backstop. So a lot of things happening there on that play. Joseph with an 0-2. And that's going to be strike 3 right there. He watches that go over the outside part of the plate. 2 outs now in this top of the second. Make that the bottom of the second. And Archie Kennelly will step up to the plate with a runner 75 feet away, hoping to cash that one in. Archie Kennelly, of course, the nephew of the great ABL player Tim Kennelly and Baseball Australia player Tim Kennelly. Takes strike one on the outside part of the plate there as Zeke Coughlin's hat took a flyer. The 0-1 misses high. That one misses inside. 2-1 now, the count on Kennelly. George Fifield waits on deck. Aiden Weeman will follow him. The Titans hope to keep this train moving and get a couple more runs on the board. That one finds the outside part of the plate for strike two. 2-2 now, the count. Slashed and right at the first baseman, Ned Rankin, who picks it out of the air and steps on first base for good measure. But either way, that is the end of the road for the Southern Titans. However, they do manage to get one run across, and they lead this going into the top of the third, 1-0.
Past the catcher, rather. Now straight back to the catcher. That one, line shot. Hikaru Kaneko.
Punch through to left field. Glove is up, and it is through.
Hard shot from Ben Beasley and a diving Jackson Ham.
Punch through, double play opportunity here for the Sharks. Opting to tag is applied, and the throw to first.
Enemies down on strikes, back-to-back strikeout.
That's hit through. Oh, what a catch! Oh, that is punched down to left field. It is allowing. It is over.
Strike three, Brisbane North, your 2025 Australian Little League champions.
Top of the third, Cronulla trailing Southern Titans 1-0. Jack Clark takes over at shortstop for Archie Golding, who takes over for Jack Clark on the pitcher's mound in his first offering to Cooper Jasenko. Misses inside. The ball slapped right back to Golding, who will flick over to Joseph for out number one. See the 1-3 here. A lot of traffic for Cronulla in inning number two, but Jack Clark manages to get out of it. The Noble Tiger, and Tyler Rickson fouls that first pitch from Golding into the net. Noble Tiger, of course, a acronym developed out of the futility of the Detroit Tigers to be able to score runs, especially when they had runners in scoring position. And when you have runners in scoring position with no outs, there are very little excuses for not pushing runners across. Unless you get a triple play like we did yesterday, or a pitcher who bears down and gets 3 straight strikeouts like we did today. The 0-2 misses high. 1-2 now the count on Rickson. Rickson hitless in his tournament so far. And remains so as he swings and misses there. Strike 3. Now bring up William Crines. Will, as he's known affectionately, he has had a pretty good tournament so far, hitting .667. 2 for 3. Takes strike 1 there. Archie Golding out on a mission, trying to get a 1-2-3 for his Titans. That one looks good there as Crines swings and misses. So in the hole right away, 0-2. And a breaking pitch there will get Crines in the dirt. Carr flicks to Joseph, and that'll be that. So 1-2-3 inning for the Southern Titans. We go to the bottom of the third. They lead this game 1-0 over Cronulla Black, live on Baseball Plus. Bottom of the third inning, Southern Titans coming up to bat. George Fifield will step in against Zeke Coughlin and hits the first pitch up in the air. Uncle gives chase, but can't get it as it bounces up against the fence. So it ends up just being a strike on Fifield. Aiden Weeman will follow him. Enzo Lee is in the hole, and Tyler Campos will bat fourth in this inning. Coughlin's second pitch misses inside. One, that finds the zone. Strike 2. Fifield looks back at his coach, shakes his head and says, that might have been the same spot. But, count now 1-2. And that one, a bit too far inside, so much so that it was outside the back of George Fifield. Coughlin shaking his head and might have had a bit too much pine tar on the finger. I'm just kidding. That's not true. But count now 2-2. Coughlin stares in, fires, and gets the swing and the miss. So pitches behind the batters notwithstanding. Coughlin gets his man, and there's one out here in the top or bottom of the third. I'm going to bring up Aiden Weeman. Zeke Coughlin on 30 pitches thus far. That ball skips away. Pitch counts are of vital importance as we work through this tournament. Peels down to the first base umpire to see if Weeman went. He did not. That makes it a 2-0 count. And Coughlin misses outside there, so 3-0 now the count on Weeman. Coughlin finds the zone there. 3-1. That one popped up into the infield. And shortstop Hayes Conway makes... Well, actually, that was Ash Gennaro from center field making the play in shallow right center. Good work by the young center fielder. Calls his teammates off. Nothing wrong with that. So 2 outs now, and that looks like that might be all she wrote for Zeke Coughlin as he hands the ball to his coach, Rob Hayes Conway. And it looks like he land over to Ned Rankin. So we'll take a quick break as Rankin does his warm-up. Be right back here live on Baseball Plus. We're back here, Diamond 3, Lismore, New South Wales, as Ned Rankin finishes getting ready. He'll face Enzo Lee to start things off on his day. 2 outs in the inning. Nobody on. And Lee swings and misses at Rankin's first offering. Another swing and a miss there. A nice breaking pitch from Rankin. Will Crines comes in to play first base for Cronulla. The 0-2 to Lee. That one's drilled into left field. A frozen rope there off the bat of Enzo Lee, and he speeds to first base. And a 2-out single now puts a runner on for Tyler Komphaus. Comphouse takes that first pitch low. That ball hit over to the shortstop. Hayes Conway fires over in time to get out number 3. So the 1-out single from Enzo Lee wasted. We go to the top of the 4th. This game 1-0 in favor of the Southern Titans.
Let's have some fun today. Win or lose, always do your best. Good job. Here we go, kid. Let's do this, girls. We got this. Let's get the bats going. Find yours. Find yours. Get there, baby. Get there, kid. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, Gordon.
Here we go, 3. 1, 2, 3. Little League. All right, girls, let's go get him. Come on.
Top of the order for Cronulla Black. Ash Garnero will lead it off. Garnero flying around the outfield from center field, making all sorts of great plays. He'll step in against Archie Golding in his second inning of work. That ball hit right back up the middle, so Garnero leads it off with a single. Getting things going here for Cronulla Black. Tyler Comphouse taking over for Archie Kennelly in left field. Enzo Lee now in right field. And first pitch from Golding to Kobe Chu misses inside. Checking in on that Ride Red versus Gold Coast game. Gold Coast currently up 2-1 in that. And that's in the top of the 3rd. So keep an eye there, as that could have major implications on how things shape up in Pool A. That ball chopped back to Golding, who flicks over to the second baseman, Golding. Golding to Golding. And a 1-4 putout sends Ash Garnero back to the dugout. And Kobe Chu takes his place at first base on the fielder's choice. I think there's a question there as to maybe whether or not the slide was legit, or if there might have been something there that could be construed as interference. Not sure if we can take another look at it. And home plate umpire says no interference there. Everything was above board, so play on we will with 1 out here. Kobe Chu now the runner on first, and Mitchell Francis coming to the plate to face Archie Golding. Francis grounded out to the second baseman, Jacob Golding, in the first inning. And Archie Golding wastes no time hammering the strike zone there. The fastball 0-1 for Francis. That ball misses inside. Another miss there. 2-1 now. The count on Francis. That one finds the zone. 2-2. When tipped, just foul. Francis does a good job keeping it alive. And gets the strikeout there as Kobe Chu swipes second base. So swinging strikeout for Mitchell Francis. That is out number 2, and that'll bring up Timothy Wicks. Wicks reached on an error to the shortstop to lead things off in inning number 2. Now he's got a runner in scoring position, tying run. So he hits that one right back to the shortstop, Clark, who fires across, and Joseph digs it out. So that will end the inning. Nothing doing from the scoring side for Cronulla. We're going to turn over to the bottom half of the 4th. This game 1-0 in favor of the Southern Titans.
Here's to generations of fearless, unstoppable.
Hit hard on the ground from his knees. She is safe.
I can. And I will.
Quick game for Monet Davis.
And I am. Here's to the next generation. Find your league. Get in the game.
We're back here at Diamond 3 under this beautiful Lismore sunshine. Day 2 of the 2026 Australian Intermediate League National Championships, and we've got another great game brewing here. 1-0, the Southern Titans lead Cronulla Black as Ned Rankin fires in a strike to Jacob Golding to start things off here in the bottom of the 4th. These two teams are both through to the championship series. However, this game will determine how they rank there, 1 and 2, and who they end up playing tomorrow. So still a lot riding here. Wanting to get that favorable matchup. As that ball misses outside there. Ride has tied things up over on Diamond 4 with Gold Coast 2-2. And Rankin finds the zone there. Strike number 2. 2-2 now the count on Jacob Golding, who struck out his first time up, facing Zeke Coughlin. But he gets onto this one there, and that'll be a nice catch made out there by Tyler Rickson, who tracked that ball all the way. So good piece of hitting there from Jacob Golding, but Tyler Rickson in the sunlight, tracking it down and making the catch for out number 1. That's the way it's done there, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching at home, So with one out, Preston Taylor will step in. Taylor absolutely lashed one into center field in the first inning. He swings and misses there. But Ash Gennaro, who has been dynamo out in center field, got to that ball quickly and threw it to first base to get an 8-3 putout. Something I still can't believe I see in my scorebook. So Taylor with the good wood, but not able to finish it off, getting pinched by Ash Gennaro from center field. So the 1-1 count here, he's looking for a little bit of redemption. Jack Clark waits on deck. He'll be followed by Archie Golding. That one finds the black of the plate, and strike two there. 1-2 now the count on Preston Taylor. He gets onto that one, chops it to the third baseman, Uncle, who fires across, and in time, Will Crine's just able to keep his foot on the base there as Preston Taylor retired. Good work by Uncle coming up, and a good strong throw, but pulled Crine's off. Tall kid is Will Crines, and he's able to use all that length to keep that ball in. So to bring up Jack Clark, he grounded out to the shortstop. Hayes Conway, his first time up. He takes that ball in the dirt for ball one. Brody Carr and Cody Knott await in the offing for Southern Titans. Clark bit behind that one, flicks it over the fence into foul territory down the first base line. Bottom of four here on diamond three. Swing and a miss there for strike two. So 1-2 now the count on Clark. Day two, a lot of great baseball action. We've seen a lot of fun little baseball tidbits. As we said before, a couple of Noble Tigers now, a triple play. Some really great defense played by a lot of these teams. Rankin misses low there. 2-2 evens up the count. It's been a lot of fun baseball. It hasn't been, every so often you get a couple of blowouts here or there, but there's been none of that. Ride Red did put an 11-1 spot on Eastern Phantoms, but that was a really tough game right up until last inning. As Clark chops that one up, and that will be a great catch. Moving backwards, Cooper Jasenko backpedaling and manages to reach up and snag away what would have been a double for Jack Clark. We'll have another look here. Jasenko didn't read it really well off the bat, but manages to leap up and make the catch to end the inning. So we'll go in to the top of the fifth. This game, a 1-0 pitchers duel here on Baseball Plus. One nothing the score. Southern Titans leading Cronulla Black going into the top of the fifth. Archie Golding on to work this 5th inning, and he'll have Ethan Uncle, Axel Stubbs, and Mason Hayes Conway to face. Both teams moving on to the championship series. This game here to determine how they rank 1 and 2. And it's turned out to be a gem of a baseball game as Golding's first pitch fouled down the third base line by Uncle. Aiden Weeman back out into right field. For Southern Titans, his Uncle has a half-hearted wave at that breaking pitch in the dirt. Excellent breaking pitch. We've seen a lot of really good off-speed pitches from some of these young arms over the course of the last 2 days. And that one just misses at the top of the zone. Another good pitch with a wrinkle in it from Archie Golding. Now he's got a 1-2 count on Uncle. And Uncle stays alive, fouling that one off to the fence. Just over the way on Diamond 4, 2-2 tie between Ride and the Gold Coast. Gold Coast now up to bat in the bottom of the 3rd. Breaking pitch misses outside. Uncle did not go. It looked to me like he held up. Good work there. So the 2-2, and that one's slashed down the third base line, but foul. Two again. Axel Stubbs on deck with a tricolor bat that I've seen a lot of so far this weekend, and that one popped up in the air, and that'll get out foul. Alex Joseph had a look at it, but didn't track too far into foul territory as it gets well out of play. A good breaking pitch there. Gets a swing and a miss from Uncle in the dirt, and Brody Carr throws him out at first. So a good battle between Ethan Uncle and Archie Golding, but Archie Golding ends up being the victor there. And that'll bring up Axel Stubbs. He walked and was stranded on first his first time up. And first offering from Golding in there for a strike. 27 pitches now for Golding. That one chopped to the shortstop, Clark, who will flip over and throw pulls Joseph off the bag. So got under the glove of Taylor, and all of a sudden Jack Clark found that he had it. Tried to make the throw, pulls Joseph off the bag, and that actually got away from Joseph, but really good backup there by Aiden Weeman in right field. And that'll keep Axel Stubbs on first base. So we'll call that a hit. As you see the bunt there, great play by Golding. Fields it, but an excellent sacrifice by Mason Hayes Conway. And that puts the tying run, Axel Stubbs, at second base. That is about as textbook as it gets. Nice work by Hayes Conway. So 2 outs now in the inning. Ned Rankin up to bat. He struck out looking his last time up. Tying run on second base. And as these scoring opportunities have been rare in this game, I'm sure Cronulla will do everything they can to try and push this one across. They, of course, squandered a very excellent opportunity to put some runs on the board back in the second, but Jack Clark played Houdini and got them out of it. That one fouled back. 1-1 now the count. That one chopped to the pitcher, Archie Golding, and he'll flick over to Joseph, and that'll be out number 3. So nothing doing for Cronulla. They strand a runner. We go into the bottom of the 5th. Southern Titans leading this one 1-0 here live on Baseball Plus.
Past the catcher, rather. Bounce straight back to the catcher. That one, line shot. Hikaru Kaneko.
Punch through to left field. Glove is up, and it is through.
Hard shot from Ben Beasley and a diving Jackson Ham.
Punch through. Double play opportunity here for the Sharks. Opting to tag is applied. And the throw to first.
Enemies down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeout.
That's hit through. Oh, what a catch. Oh, that is punched down to left field. It is allowing. It is over.
Strike 3, Brisbane North, your 2025 Australian Little League champions.
Bottom of the 5th inning, and we have got a great game here in a series of great games today. Southern Titans leading Cronulla Black 1-0, and Ned Rankin out again to face Archie Golding, Brody Carr, and Cody Knott. That ball flicked into left field by Archie Golding, picked up quickly by Tyler Rickson, and in, so just a single there for Golding, but a good way to start the 5th for the Southern Titans. It's a really nice piece of hitting there, all in the wrists. Good flick out there, and sets himself up for Brody Carr. Golding does have some wheels, so we'll see if he's on the move here. He's not, and that one chopped to the third baseman under the glove of Kobe Chu and kicked off, so Brody Carr manages to reach on the E5. Archie Golding moves up as well. So the first 2 runners on for the Southern Titans here in the bottom of the 5th. Rankin doing his job. And that'll bring up Cody Knott, who singled his first time at bat. He shows bunt and lays that one down, and that'll move both runners up as Rankin has nowhere to go. And that one gets in and out of the glove of Crines, and in doing so ends up bopping Knott on the head. We'll have another look here. Great bunt by Cody Knott, and he's traveling down the line. Not a bad throw by Rankin, but glove carried over into the face of Cody Knott and knocks the ball loose. So Cody Knott is okay. He's up and on his feet, and he's got first base to show for it. So he put together a beautiful bunt. Not sure how that one's going to be scored. Now the manager for Cronulla coming out to say, it might have been inside the line there, wasn't he? And the umpire says, nope. So, sacrifice bunt ends up being a safe hit for Cody Knott. Now, the Titans are threatening to score again. Ned Rankin has his own chance at a Noble Tiger here. His base is loaded for Alex Joseph. Joseph shows bunt. Apologies all around. It looks like Archie Golding did score on that last play. So now second and third. That one chopped again to the shortstop. Hayes Conway fires across and gets the out at first, but Brody Carr able to come across and score. And that makes this game 3-0. Cody Knott moves up to third. on the 6-3 play. So only one out in the inning. Runner 75 feet away from making this a 4-0 game. And Archie Kennelly up at bat to try and get that fourth run across. So a few defensive miscues causing some issues now for Cronulla Black as Ned Rankin continues to pepper the strike zone. That one just misses. Archie Kennelly lined out to the first baseman. His first time up. Swings and misses there. So 1-1 the count. So a single off the bat of Archie Golding, an E5, put Brody Carr on. And then Cody Knott's sacrifice bunt turns into a hit. And also a RBI hit that scored Archie Golding. Swing and a miss there from Kennelly, and he's down to the count now 1-2. And a single, and then a ground out, RBI ground out from Alex Joseph. And that accounts for the 2 runs. Good job by Archie Kennelly laying off that one. Appealed down to first base, but no, he didn't, says first base umpire Gary Arnell. One, two. That's right down the pipe. That'll be a backwards K for Archie Kennelly, and more importantly for Cronulla, out number 2. That'll bring up George Fifield. He struck out swinging his first time up. He fouls that one off his foot for strike 1. Meanwhile, over on Diamond 4, Gold Coast making the most of it. They're up 4-2 now in the bottom of the third, still with the bases loaded. And on a wild pitch, they score their 5th run. So 5-2, the Gold Coast. That is an important one and interesting to see. That ball gets away from Wicks, and that allows Cody Knott to come in and score. So Knott scores on the wild pitch, and that's run number 4. So Fifield's job is done. Now he can just relax and see about getting a hit. Meanwhile, this game has spiraled a little bit for Cronulla. They now trail 4-0. One. That's fouled off the home plate umpire, who seems no worse for wear. Occupational hazard, I'm afraid. Meanwhile, the count goes 1-2 on George Fifield. Half-hearted swing and miss there. Ball does hit the dirt, but Wicks fires on to Crines. And that'll do it in the bottom of the 5th, but damage done. Southern Titans tack on 3 more. They now lead this game 4-0. We go into the top of the 6th. And Cronulla has a chance with Zeke Coughlin, Cooper Jasenko, and Tyler Rickson coming up to bat. We'll be right back on Baseball Plus.
Let's have some fun today. Win or lose, always do your best. Good job. Here we go, kid. Let's do this, girls. We got this. Get the bats going. Find yours. Get there, baby. Get there, kid. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, Gordon.
Little League on 3. 1, 2, 3. Little League. All right, girls, let's go get him. Come on.
Back here on the top of the sixth, Cronulla trails this game now 4-0 as things got away from a little bit in the bottom of the fifth. But 6 outs still remain for them to claw their way back and ensure that they get that number 1 seed. As we said before, both these teams moving on to the championship series. Check swing and right to the first baseman, Joseph. Zeke Coughlin would love to have that at-bat back. Looks like he tried to go to first slip there, but fortunately we're playing baseball, and that stayed inside the line. So 3U for Zeke Coughlin. That'll bring up Cooper Jasenko. He grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. Archie Golding back out on the mound, although not sure if that's going to continue now as head coach Justin Golding. Feel like there must be some relation there to the young fella standing on the mound. But a fine performance for the young right-hander, Archie Golding, 37 pitches. That keeps him in that range of only needing 1 day of rest. So clearly playing the strategy game here to get him into pitch in that championships part of the series. The Southern Titans would love to come out on top in this tournament. So they'll turn it over to George Fifield. Go with a southpaw here. He'll take his warm-ups, and we'll be right back. 4-0, Southern Titans leading Cronulla Black here on Baseball Plus. George Fifield takes the mound. He's got to face Cooper Jasenko, who grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. 8-2 that score over on Diamond 4, so things are getting very interesting in Pool A play. As Fifield's first offering to Jasenko down the pipe for a strike. So it goes to runs for and against. Obviously, the 11-1 victory that Ride had over the Eastern Phantoms matters a lot. That ball right back to Archie Golding, who resumes his good play at shortstop. Fires over. Cooper Jasenko down on the 6-3 play. That'll bring up Tyler Rickson, who struck out his first time up. Cody Knott has moved over to left field. Jack Clark now playing center field for the Southern Titans. And Aiden Weeman remains in left. So a few defensive maneuvers. Archie Golding, as we said, moved back to the shortstop position. And Fifield has a 1-0 count on Rickson. That one fouled back to the fence. 1-1 now the count. And if things couldn't get any worse for Ride Red, that one grounded back up the middle. Easy play for Golding, and he'll flick over to first base, and that will do it. In the top of the sixth, Southern Titans in full command here. They are leading this game 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the sixth. right here live from Lismore, New South Wales on Baseball Plus.
Here's to generations of fearless, unstoppable.
Hit hard on the ground. From his knees, she is safe.
I can. And I will.
Quick game for Monet Davis.
And I am. Here's to the next generation. Find your league. Get in the game.
Bottom of the sixth, Ned Rankin back out for Cronulla, trying to keep this game as close as he possibly can. And he'll face Aiden Weeman. Who swings and misses there. A 1-1 count on Weeman. And Rankin misses outside there. One misses outside. Sorry, make that the 2-1, and now it's a 3-1. That one lifted into left, and it'll find grass in front of Tyler Rickson in left. So Aiden Weeman with a leadoff single and getting things going for the Titans yet again. Just a flick of the wrists and finds home out there. In a completely different stunning turn of events, Gold Coast has rallied in the third inning and now leads that game over Ride Red 11-2. A lot of implications there, and that looks like that'll be it for Ned Rankin as they turn the ball over to just trying to see the back of the jersey there. They'll turn it over to the shortstop, Hayes Conway, and he'll come in to try and keep this game close. We'll be right back when he's finished with his warm-up. Live here on Baseball Plus. We're back, bottom of the sixth. Southern Titans lead this game 4-0 over Cronulla Black. Hayden Weeman with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the sixth, and that brings on Mason Hayes Conway. First batter he'll face Enzo Lee, who was singled back in the fourth inning. Sorry, make that the third inning. He shows bunt. And that is enough to get Weeman to second base. Good throw from Stubbs, the new catcher, Axel Stubbs, but skipped away from the shortstop, Uncle. So 1-0 count now on Lee. Swings and a miss there. So Ned Rankin heads back to first. Ethan Uncle replaces Hayes Conway at short, and Kobe Chu is the third baseman. That one lifted over the second baseman's head, and Enzo Lee with a base knock. He hustles it out now that Ashton Garnero has already pinched one Southern Titan runner at first base on a single. So back-to-back singles. Hayden Weeman moves up to third on the play. First and third now for the Titans. That'll bring out Tyler Kompous. There goes Lee. He moves up to second base without a throw. I don't think that's quite defensive indifference. But now Tyler Kompous with two runners in scoring position add on to this lead. Curveball there in the dirt from Hayes Conway. Stubbs gets on it quick, but looked like Weeman wasn't really interested in making an attempt. For nothing, and if Titans can hold on to this game here, they will rank first in the Pool B play. That means they will have the 11:15 game tomorrow here on Diamond 3, and Cronulla Black will face whoever comes out on top in the Pool A play at 9 o'clock. Kompous swings at that one. Gives it a little wave on the very good breaking pitch from Hayes Conway. And that makes the count 1-1. Sorry, make that 1-2. My game changer a little slow. And that'll be strike three. So Hayes Conway comes in and gets a quick strikeout before we flip back to the top of the lineup, and Jacob Golding, who's 0 for 2 today, with a strikeout and a flyout. Preston Taylor waits on deck, and Jack Clark in the hole trying to get these 2 runs across. One out in the inning for Cronulla. First offering from Hayes Conway, a curveball that just misses inside. Ride Red not laying down just yet. They've clawed back 2 more in the top of the fourth. That game now 11-4. That ball flared out into right, and a really nice play by Cooper Jasenko there. Here comes Weeman to tag up and score. So another run crosses the plate for the Southern Titans as Golding gets the job done. Nice play by Jasenko, moving backwards on that one, but gets the ball in, but it's enough for Weeman to score. Enzo Lee moves up to third. So we'll call that a F9 sack fly for Jacob Golding, and that'll bring up Preston Taylor. Beauty of a curveball there from Hayes Conway. Strike one. find there's something very elegant and refined about a pitcher who can get that curveball over on first strike, because no hitter really wants to hit a curveball, let alone on the first pitch. So it's a great way to set yourself up for a good at-bat as far as the pitching goes. That curveball misses inside, however. Hayes Conway not quite sure where it missed, but missed it did indeed. It's 5-0 now the score. Southern Titans leading, and that one chopped, nearly picked up by Chu. He'll fire across. And a pick by Rankin on the other end, and that will do it. My goodness, a great recovery by Chu. Kobe Chu at third base, fires across. See him there. Stays with it, picks it up, fires. And look at that dig right there from Ned Rankin, doing it like a pro. We go to the top of the 7th. 3 more outs for Cronulla to come back in this one. They are trailing Southern Titans 5-0.
Let's have some fun today. Win or lose, always do your best. Good job. Here we go, kid. Let's do this, girls. We got this. Let's get the bats going. Find yours. Find yours. Get there, baby. Get there, kid. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, Gordon.
Here we go, 3. 1, 2, 3. Little League. All right, girls, let's go get him. Come on.
Top of the 7th inning, last chance for Cronulla to come back here and try and grab that top seed. For the Southern Titans, they just need to hold on here, and they'll be the top seed. And the first pitch to Will Crines popped up back behind, and that'll get out of play. Brody Carr had a look, and it almost seemed like he might be able to make a play, but no dice. George Fifield on the mound for the Southern Titans. He'll face Will Crines, and then back to the top, Ash Garnero and Kobe Chu. Strike there from Fifield. And Crines finds himself in an 0-2 count. That one in the dirt. Evens up brings the count to 1-2. Not a bad waste from Fifield, but Crines wisely lays off. Garnero, Chu, Mitchell Francis, and Timothy Wicks all in the row here for Cronulla, as Crines just manages to get a bat on that one and stays alive, 1-2. At this point, they'll need to get to at least Axel Stubbs hitting in the 6th spot for Cronulla to have a shot at winning this ball game. Crines, again, stays alive, battling hard. Great at-bat from the young ball player from New South Wales. That one misses inside. Good pitch from Fifield, but just off the inside corner. Two-two, and that one chopped foul and will stay foul. Boy, That one had nearly a moment where it looked like it was going to roll fair, in which case Crines would have likely had a swinging bunt base hit, start things off for Cronulla. Instead, he's got a sore hand and not much else to show for it. 2-2 count. We'll do it all over again. And Fifield finally gets his man, a swinging strikeout, and Crines heads back to the dugout. And Southern Titans 1 out closer to securing the #1 seed in the championship series. But you'll have to go through Ash Garnero, who has had a heck of a day, on both sides of the ball. Singled back in the 4th. Fouls that first offering from Fifield off. But more than at the plate has been Garnero's defense. He's made some fantastic plays out in center, thrown people out, and even managed to throw somebody out at first base on what should have been a base hit. Preston Taylor cut down at first on an 8-3 putout. Swings and misses there and finds himself now in an 0-2 hole against Fifield. The 0-2, and Garnero wisely stays away. For my money, I think it was a good spot for Fifield to throw, see if he could get a swing and a miss that a batter can't really do anything important with apart from foul it off. But now we'll come back with 1-2. And that one just outside. So after 2 quick strikes, 2 balls evens up the count at 2-2. 1 out in the inning. And a first seed on the line here in this game. Southern Titans in command, 5-0. Not entirely sure where that missed, but home plate umpire calls it a ball, and now 3-2 the count. Fifield with a grin as he rears back for the 3-2. And that one misses inside. So Garnero draws a 1-out walk. Now to bring up Kobe Chu, who is 0 for 2 today. Looking to change that here and keep his team moving. Only 1 out in the inning. Fifield's first offering misses outside. Garnero sprightly over there on first, but stays put for now. I think that ball pulled Carr out of the way of the batter Chu and made it easier for him to make a good throw. Swing and a miss there. Good pitch from Fifield. The other thing to consider is that as much as it would be great to have Garnero on second base, his run doesn't really matter at this point because you got to score another 4 or 5 if you're hoping to either tie or win this game. So Garnero staying put for now. Ball in the dirt there, expertly dug out by Brody Carr. And that'll take the count to 2-1. Swing and a miss there, 2-2. The count evens up. Good pitch from Fifield. 2-2 on the way. There goes Garnero. Throw from Brody Carr. It's a good one, but Garnero very fast. He had a great jump, so he's in easily to second base and takes away double play potential there. Meanwhile, that ball in the dirt makes it a 3-2 count to Kobe Chu. Mitchell Francis waits on deck as Fifield looks to get out number 2 here, but misses high, and Chu will take his base. So after a leadoff strikeout, 2 walks issued, and Cronulla Sharks are in a good spot here. Pitching coach will head out to have a quick chat with his young southpaw. Keeping tabs over on Diamond 4 as well, as that game has a lot of potential implications to it. 11-4, that score in the top of the 5th. And with nobody out, Ride has a runner on. If you're interested in that, jump over to Game Changer and you can follow live there. Meanwhile, we've got a real live one here as Mitchell Francis steps in to face George Fifield with runners on first and second. Long way to go for Cronulla to climb their way back out, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. However, Fifield seems to have found a little bit of a groove after that chat with his coach and fires in strike 1. So Ash Garnero on second base, Kobe Chu, the runner on second, Mitchell Francis at the plate. And check swing there. Yes, he did, says Gary Arnell. And that is strike 2 on Mitchell Francis. Swing and a miss. That gets away from Carr, but he jumps on it. Now they've got Garnero in a rundown, but ends up being all for nothing. And I don't think they managed to get the out at first either. So Mitchell Francis struck out, ball in the dirt, ran out, and Alex Joseph. But that actually should be an out because the runners can't advance. With runners on first and second, on the strikeout, the runner can't advance, so that should just be an out. So Francis should head back to the dugout on this one because that is a strikeout. And with the runners moving, so Garnero and Chu, they are eligible to move up on the ball in the dirt, but with runners on first and second, the ruling is that there's nowhere for Francis to go, and therefore he is just out on the strikeout, and that is out number 2 for the Southern Titans and for George Fifield. I'll bring up Timothy Wicks. He's 0 for 2 today. Reached on an error back in the second. Grounded out to the shortstop in the 4th. And that ball in the dirt. And this is one of those situations where, as a coach, you tell your player, don't worry about the 2 runners on. They actually mean absolutely nothing. It's only the batter that matters here. Because if you get him out, you're out of the game. If those 2 runs score, and then you get the batter out, you still win the game. So the runners don't matter in the least. Concentrate on getting that batter. And Fifield, struggling to find the zone here, gets behind 2-0. So that ball fouled away by Wicks. So I did some quick maths, or had somebody assist me with some quick maths on the tiebreakers for the Pool A play, and why Ride and Gold Coast going head-to-head right now is so important is that the tiebreaker for a three-way tie will go on runs allowed. That chop back up the middle. Archie Golding with a dive, can't get it. Both runs will come across and score. So Ash Garnero scores easily. Kobe Chu on the move. He scores as well. And the ground ball back up the middle, and nobody could quite get a handle on it. So Timothy Wicks with a 2-out, 2 RBI single. And that'll bring up Ethan Uncle, who is 1 for 2. But as I said before, score is only 5-2, and Cronulla still has a lot of work to do. So for George Fifield, he concentrates on the next batter, and he should get out of this, but he's still struggling to find that zone. So as it stands now, if it's for runs allowed, as it stands now, Gold Coast, the Adelaide Armada have only given up 8 runs all tournament, so they'll go through. Gold Coast, as it stands right now, as they get a swing and a miss from Ethan Uncle, take that count to 1-1. Currently has only given up 13. Ride has given up 15 runs. So if things ended right now as is, Gold Coast would go through to the championship series, and Ride would be part of that consolation tournament. The consolation bracket, as Fifield misses low. 2-1 now the count to Uncle. So the runs being scored right now over on Diamond 4, very, very, very big deal. Could have massive implications. We'll see how that one ends out. They'll likely finish after this game. So follow on Game Changer to find out, or check out baseball.com.au on the Intermediate League Tournament Hub. Catch all the recaps, plays, and highlights of today's action. And it looks like there's still a lot of action left to have here. 3-1 now the count on Ethan Uncle. George Fifield trying to close this one out for the Southern Titans. And the young southpaw starting to hit a few struggles here, but young man will dig deep, and that ball pops up, and a walk issued to Uncle. Timothy Wicks will move to second. And here's where things get kind of interesting, is that now Axel Stubbs represents the tying run of this ball game. It looks like Brody Carr might have taken that ball in a fashion that hurt him, might have caught him in the throat. He seems to be clutching his... He did kind of turn his head as that ball hit the ground and kicked up. Coach Justin Golding out there to check on Carr, who I think is really smarting from wherever that managed to hit him. Not sure if it caught him in the back of the head, in the throat, how it got him. Did see as that ball came in, he did turn his head, which, you know, is generally a pretty big no-no for a catcher, but looks like Carr is going to tough it out. Well done, young man. And Axel Stubbs now steps in, representing the tying run in this game. George Fifield just trying to close it out here. 2 outs in the game. 2 outs in the inning. That one misses outside. That just misses as well. A bit of a squeeze put on here. But Fifield finds himself behind. Two and 0. That one finds the zone there. So obviously the height of those last two pitches that was the issue, as that one finds the outside corner. 2-1 now the count. Swing and a miss there, make it 2-2. So Cronulla down to their last strike of the game here, last chance to secure that 1 seed going into tomorrow's championship bracket playoff. That's double elimination. Fifield steps off. Again, as a coach, you say to the young man, nobody matters but Axel Stubbs at this point. Those two runners won't make a difference if you can't get Stubbs out. And bad miss there outside. Good job by Brody Carr to jump on that. Both runners advance. But more importantly, a 3-2 count now on Stubbs. That one misses outside. So walk issued to Axel Stubbs, and the tying run is now on first base. Walks in this inning have hurt Fifield. There's 2 runs scored that got on via the walk. Now that'll bring up Mason Hayes Conway, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the second and a sac bunt in the fifth, and he takes strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. And Mitchell Francis will go over to relieve Axel Stubbs as he is the catcher. So if they manage to tie this game and have to go back out on the field, Axel Stubbs will have to suit up once more. That one hit to the third baseman, who will step on his base, and the Southern Titans have finished this one off. George Fifield struggled here in the 7th inning, but managed to get the job done for his team. And the Southern Titans have officially clinched the number 1 seed going into the championship series starting tomorrow. They will play at 11:15, the number 2 seed Pool A play, which is still yet to be discovered. Cronulla will take the 2 seed, and they will play tomorrow at 9 o'clock against the 1 seed coming out of Pool A play. 5-2, the final score. Southern Titans beat Cronulla Black. I've been CJ Barnes. It's been a pleasure to be with you all day here on Baseball Plus. I will say good night for now here from the 2026 Australian Intermediate League National Championships, live from Lismore, New South Wales.